Hello everyone, welcome back to Frag Chat with me, Smelly, and her...
Smurfy.
So, here we are, and well, it's an exciting episode today, because we've got two great niche, indie, artisanal, perfume type houses that both of us are big fans of, actually.
Brand new stuff.
And really brand new stuff from both houses, so it's going to be really good to talk about that. We haven't planned any other subjects, but maybe we might dabble in anything else that's going on in the...
We might dabble in anything.
Yes.
Anything that comes up, we might dabble in it.
Exactly. So it should be fun. So, Claire, I'll hand over to you, and you can talk about what we're going to kick off with today.
Right. Okay. Well, do you want to start with the SP Parfums?
Let's do that then.
Right. Okay. So we have two brand new fragrances from SP Parfums. So Sven off of SP Parfums is the perfumer and the owner, and he sent us a full bottle of Poudre de Riz, along with a travel size of the Musk 2. So this is a flanker to the original SP Musk.
Oh
which
yeah, I
is
remember
a
that.
big favourite of mine.
Okay.
I really love SP Musk. But this is more animalic.
Right.
So where do you want to start?
Poudre de Riz.
Right, so we'll start with Poudre de Riz.
The other one might overpower everything after.
Do we have anything to spray on?
Yes, we do. Where they are
Who knows?
is another question.
So we have made some custom-made testing strips.
No expense spared.
No expense spared. These are cut-up Christmas cards.
Yeah.
Because
About right for February, yeah.
That's how we roll.
Yep. Which is still on your mantelpiece. Well, they're not on display anymore.
They're not on display.
But they're still on your
all
mantelpiece.
gathered together to be recycled.
Yep.
And
well, this is one way of recycling. They're getting two uses already.
We are eco warriors.
Oh yeah.
So Poudre de Riz. I've worn this now a few times.
So SP Parfums is a house that you and I, but particularly I think you have quite a few real big favourites from the house. It's Sven Pritzker, a German perfumer who I've had the pleasure of meeting once, and we've had quite a lot of interaction with him online, haven't we? And a really, really good, very unusual kind of house. He really is quite sort of... He's not all over Instagram or anything like that.
No, he doesn't even have Instagram.
I like that.
He doesn't do social media.
So that's kind of...
He's a very calm, very quiet, very gentle person.
He is a very softly spoken, very interesting and very intellectual. I think he's a bit of an intellectual from what I could gather.
He's got a chemistry background.
Yeah.
And then he got into perfumery.
Yeah, which is obviously there's a big link.
There's an absolute link. Yeah.
So
we have Poudre de Riz.
Yes, and what does that mean?
It means rice powder.
Rice powder.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what he's gone for is kind of like the makeup feel, like makeup powder, but also skin musk. So I'm going to get up the notes.
Yeah, you've had this a few weeks, right? And I smelled it a couple of weeks back. So it's not the first sniff, but for me, more of an early impression. You got to know
I've
more.
worn it a few times.
Sorry.
So this one has connections with Suntan Glam. Sven has confirmed that it's about 25% of what's in Suntan Glam, if you know that one.
Another big early favourite discovery.
Yes, yeah.
Probably your first big discovery.
I loved it when I tried it, and I knew I was going to, but when I actually tried it, I was blown away by Suntan Glam. Do you get the connection?
100%.
Yeah.
He says 25%, but it smells a bit more than 25%
what
crossover.
It hasn't got is the animalic and the smoky notes that Suntan Glam had. So Suntan Glam always reminded me of Sex in Sand Dunes.
Right. I've never experienced that, but lucky
maybe
you.
Not me either, but it kind of made me think of Sex in Sand Dunes with copious amounts of suntan lotion.
That sounds very messy, yeah.
It always smelled kind of smoky, like
I imagine sand gets everywhere, doesn't it?
It was probably a bit exfoliating in regions you don't want exfoliated, my guess.
Yeah, I can imagine that, yeah.
So this has rice powder accord, Sambic jasmine.
We knew what you meant.
I've only had 2 drinks. Sambic jasmine, Turkish rose, and ylang ylang. Pink pepper, really nice. Tonka beans, and powdery skin musk.
Okay, so it's got the make-up-y vibe, but it noticeably it doesn't have iris listed, which tends to be the sort of standard.
No,
it smells like a
but
makeup.
you do have powdery skin musks, and musk and iris can be interchangeable.
Right.
I find.
And so if he's called the Accord powdery skin musk, who knows
iris.
if there's some iris in there? Okay, because I pick up that there might be.
I feel like there's
think?
something irisy. There's definitely it is powdery. and iris can definitely bring about powdery notes.
Yes, 100. Yeah, totally.
To me,
I really
it's
like
a very beautiful, quite heady floral.
Yep.
And it's powdery, slightly vanillic, but not mega vanillic.
Yeah, I didn't think it was particularly sweet.
A bit sunshiny. It does have that kind of suntan lotion feel, but there's no coconut. It's definitely a tropical floral that then kind of on my skin transitions to a more powdery makeup.
Yeah.
Calmer note, but actually it's quite vibrant in the opening. So if you're expecting a very calm makeup note to start with, I don't think you get that. You get quite a vibrant sunshine floral, heady floral that then calms down towards the makeup powdery skin scent note.
Yeah, that's a good description. It's very it's very smooth, very sensual, and Suntan Glam was sort of had a sort of, he was sort of trying to symbolise a bit of a dirty, sexy thing, and old school suntan lotion,
like copper tone.
Yeah, copper tone suntan cream or whatever. Yeah, and it has got that, a little bit of that in it. But I really love that powdery. I would call it very dry in a good way, powdery iris note that I like, and yeah, I find that really, really nice.
Is it male, female?
I actually think I think it is. I don't literally, or sitting on the fence, but I think it's really either way. Perhaps if you had to say, you'd say female, right?
I feel like it leans female.
Yeah, okay.
Only because they've got 3 florals and they're very strong florals.
Okay.
So it probably does, if you're a traditional kind of person who grew up with those masculine fragrances are leathers and vetivers and drywoods, and female fragrances are florals and sweet stuff, it does lean more feminine.
I'll give you that.
If you don't care about that kind of shit, you can absolutely wear it.
Yeah, it's certainly not a very, very floral, girly smell that's, obviously very, very feminine because it's so floral and pink and fluffy or anything like that, or even powdery, you could think, or makeup suggests very feminine. But it's dry, it's very sophisticated, powdery for sure, and there's this kind of sensual, semi-sexual undertone to it.
Yeah, but it's not dirty though, is it?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's not dirty. There's no real animalics.
Oh no, not in this one. No.
It's more like if it's and Sven calls it skin musks. If it's skin musks, it's clean skin. It's like clean out the shower, lotion, soft, beautiful skin.
Yeah.
Or skin on your face with a layer of makeup powder on it.
I like the idea of wearing a fragrance called Powder de Ritz.
I like it.
It sounds good.
I
thought it was about the Ritz Hotel.
I don't think we said no.
Sorry.
It's Riz R-I-Z. Yeah, I feel like there is a bit of vanilla. I don't think there is vanilla listed. Did I list vanilla? I can't remember, but I feel like there is a touch of vanilla in here.
You said you did, yeah. Okay.
Anyway, I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Probably not going to be for the majority of your audience who are more men, aren't they?
90.
And they like your your vintage. They follow you a lot for the vintage old school men's fragrances.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
This is not going to be for them,
no,
but it might be
maybe
for their wives and their girlfriends and their daughters, and it might be for some of them.
Don't typecast my viewers.
Sorry,
they're much more open-minded than you might imagine.
This is for your more open-minded viewer.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's really, really very, very, very
yeah.
nice and very unique. And there's a sort of SP Parfums DNA or something that is not in everyone, but he has his sort of a unique signature that you can pick up on.
I feel like I would recognise pretty much anything from Sven.
Yeah. And that has it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And where does that one rank amongst your favourites? Because I know your favourite is Powder and Dust, which is a stunner.
Yeah. So my favourites are Powder and Dust, SP Musk, Suntan Glam. It's probably my 4th favourite from the line, and it could actually give Suntan Glam a run for its money because it's more wearable. Suntan Glam does have some aspects that are a bit dirty and a bit smoky, and it makes Suntan Glam not the most versatile fragrance. Powder de Riz is more versatile,
less polarising,
so it could actually overtake Suntan Glam, but I haven't worn it enough yet to make that decision because it's a big decision.
All right.
Ready for SP Musk?
Yes.
So we have a travel size of SP Musk here.
Is this SP Musk 2? Right.
Right.
It's called SP Musk 2.
Yes.
And there was an original SP Musk,
Yes.
obviously. Well, you would assume. And he came up with a very original idea of calling the follow-up SP Musk 2.
Yes.
But okay, go.
Smell it. I'm going to read you the notes.
Oh, yes, it's musky. It's musky as in a bit animalic, right?
I think it's got the Kuros note.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely. Well, now some of my old school fragrance fans might be interested.
It's got a really naughty
It has, totally.
Kuros element on top of a really beautiful...
he called it animalic retro. Was that his animalic
retro soapy skin musk?
I like that concept. I really like that concept.
So we have Castorium, and I'm pretty sure that's in Kuros, right?
Beaver's backside stuff. That's what Castorium is.
Right,
yeah, it's a scraping from the backside of a beaver.
But it's not natural.
It'll be a synthetic
It is
accord.
definitely synthetic because he doesn't use any animal products.
The beavers don't like that.
So he doesn't. It doesn't put any beaver into the SP Musk 2 or anything else. So we've got Castorium and Tonka, Hawthorn, which is also known as Acacia, which is like a sweet and green, slightly honeyed smell.
Okay.
Honey, Sambac Jasmine again, benzoin patchouli, and soapy skin musks.
Okay.
So we've got more skin musks going on in here.
Right.
And in SP Musk, the original, I love that. There is no challenging notes. The musk is clean again, and I find it slightly sweet and just really pleasant. This is like if you wanted to be slightly challenged.
A bit, yeah. Not
But
massively.
actually,
no.
I've worn this a few times, and that Castorium note, that naughty Kuros element, doesn't stay as strong that long, so it calms down.
It's really nice.
And I've got a friend, Debbie. I bumped into her. I had it on her wrist, and I went for a walk, and I actually accidentally bumped into her while I was on my walk. And I said, "What do you think of this?" And she said, "Oh, that's really nice." And I'd had it on my skin for about an hour, and I think the animalics have calmed down enough that the everyday person wouldn't find it offensive.
Yeah, I can sort of agree that I get that feeling because e.g. Koros, you know, I mean, it's a very, very complex and lovely, masterful composition. People sort of focus, it's animalic, it's pissy and all that kind of nonsense. But, you know, animalics are used in perfumes for a reason.
Yeah.
That musk and these kind of notes have a certain a subtle sensuality.
They attract
humanity. It has
humanity.
a subconscious thing that we're attracted to them. And that's become a bit less common in your mainstream designer fragrances that just smell like lovely pink, orange,
flowers,
candy floss, or
and,
even the men's one. But it's a very great tradition in perfumery, and this kind of hangs on to that a bit.
Yeah.
And it's really, really nice. But it's not weird or out there. It's the jasmine, that lovely kind of floral tone, bit of sweetness.
Very
really
smooth,
nice.
Isn't it?
Very
it feels
smooth,
like everything's really nicely blended together.
This could please a lot
It's
of
a
people who
bit
long for the
sweet.
old school fragrances, but it's
It's
a bit
a twist
different.
of modern and really vintage at the same time, and then in a very smooth and accessible way.
I think that's really beautiful. Yeah, I really like that.
I think it's done a great job.
That's actually more me than I sort of remembered or thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
like that.
I think it's really good.
Yeah.
If I was going to wear it, I would spray it an hour before I left the house. I've got to be honest with you, because I would want the animalic to calm down a little bit, just in case someone thought I hadn't washed or I'd pissed my knickers or something, you know.
I don't know what to. No response to that yet. I'm sure no
and
one
I mean
would
no
think that.
disrespect by
No,
that, but I mean this is it
It
does have
doesn't come across
animalics
that way.
in the opening, and then they definitely in the opening. That's probably not nice.
Lovely image. Yeah. Stop it, Claire. Honestly.
But as I say, they calm down, and then they blend very nicely with all the beautiful other things.
Yeah.
And
no, it's really, really, really beautiful.
I honestly think
I mean,
it's
just a faint sort of comparison. If you might like this, you might be interested. Kiehl's Original Musk, one of the most famous sort of musk fragrances, which sort of takes the Koros-esque musk note and isolates that, and it's like a niche niche
body shop
comparison to that. Yeah, no, not white musk, but Kiehl's original musk is quite funky and a little bit sexy animalic type thing. And for fans of that,
without taking it too far.
No, you must be careful with that accord. And that's very good stuff. I like that.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, Sven said to me in his email, you probably won't like this. You'll probably find it too animalic. And actually, I'm surprised that I don't find it too animalic. It is a bit too animalic, as I said, to leave the house wearing it for the first hour. But once the animalic nature of the top notes dry down, it's not too animalic for me. And I'm quite a fluffy person with my taste in perfume.
You wouldn't be one to enjoy it if it was very too overly funky or weird or any kind of, dare I say, fecal notes or anything like that.
No one wants to smell like poo. Well, actually, quite a few people do.
Some people do, but no, I never literally pick up on those notes. But people, you do use that term. So really, I like that a lot. It's very, very nice, and great, really great house to check out. We'll link the website in the description. I'm a huge fan of Lignum Vitae Forte.
Yeah.
Lignum Vitae Forte, which is a sort of old school barber shop in his description, but not quite like you've ever really imagined it.
Patchouli,
but
very bold.
Nagamotha.
I quite like the licorice vetiver as well.
Oh yeah,
I think that's really good for the more vintage masculine finders.
So he covers quite a few that might please people who like that kind of thing. And some much more sort of powdery, feminine, floral stuff.
And he always has really good deals on his website. So check it out, because you usually get a free travel size with a purchase. You get free worldwide shipping and sometimes free samples as well. So actually can be quite good deals. Yeah.
And I think I don't know if we know the...
They're about €139, I think.
For what, a 30 ml?
30 ml, but they're all extract parfum.
They are. I mean, I can certainly say they're very potent.
I can contest that they last really well, and generally they project really, really well. So performance-wise, you probably use half, if not less than that, of what you might use from a designer fragrance.
Yep. So check them out and let us know if you've tried anything from SP Parfums. Right. So.
You want to move on to the
Shall we?
Bortnikoffs?
Let's give them a quick go. So hopefully perhaps a more in-depth video coming on. Maybe I might do one on my channel. Maybe we'll revisit some Bortnikoff in a fully dedicated video. But I certainly think these three are the new three for Bortnikoff. I'm just opening a can of Punk IPA. We just had a lovely dinner which Claire cooked, which was pork belly.
Pork belly delicious. Because I'm on the keto diet, so that means that I'm only eating certain vegetables and meat and fat.
So you cut out a lot of carbs.
I'm not really doing much carbs.
Right.
I did give Dan some rice because
very kindly,
he runs every day, so he needs carbs. So I did a bake, which was broccoli and cauliflower, and there was some cheese, a little bit of olive oil. What else did I put?
Pecan nuts,
and some paprika.
It was very. That was really
good,
really yummy.
Oh, and I chopped up one onion amongst it all, so there was a bit of onion as well.
And the pork belly is a lovely succulent thing.
I do love a pork belly anyway, but
it was really.
I'm trying to get rid of my pork belly.
Well, believe it or not, eating pork belly won't necessarily give you a porky belly if you don't have loads of chips.
As long as you skip the potatoes.
It's actually the potatoes and the fries that give you the pork belly. So it was really yummy. Anyway, and it's Valentine's Day, but we're not officially... Well, I did buy Claire some flowers, and we're having a nice Valentine's Day together, so neither of us are feeling too sad about melancholy or Valentine's Day, are we? So that's good. Okay.
No, I had a lovely day actually. I went out walking in the woods because it was a beautiful sunny day, and then Dan helped me come and buy this chair.
We should probably it's a lovely ornate French style chair, which I think some of the viewers have been. Shall I just momentarily some of the viewers of your channel have been discussing which one you should get.
Pictures of different chairs because I really want a nice chair to record in because I do a lot of lives on my channel. Yeah. And if I go on for a long time, I end up having to go to the loo, and they have to look at the empty chair. So I kind of wanted a really pretty chair.
And this one's really good. But you had a couple of other ones that you nearly were going to get, which were both quite nice.
Really ornate and outlandish.
A tiny bit more blingy than that.
Yeah.
But that's perfect balance.
This just felt right when I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so are we going to smell the previously sprayed ones? Or,
I think, just go with that.
Where, are these ones all?
Yeah, they should have writing on them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with the little bends in the thing. So we've got 3 new ones. This is very probably should be on the camera when I talk about this. So yeah, if you're watching Mr. Bortnikoff, we will give one of us will give a more in-depth, dedicated video to this. But let's have a talk about these ones. So Bortnikoff, of course, a brand from Russian perfumer Dmitry Bortnikoff. I think he lives in Thailand.
Yeah.
And they are a very a very unique kind of niche house where a lot of the ingredients are actually not only sourced independently but literally distilled by Dmitry Bortnikoff. Right. So I don't exactly know how this works, but he literally goes and gets the tincture of a special wild oud and this kind of thing, which is very unique. So very high quality.
Very much a focus on the ingredients.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Which are things that you literally can't... He has not bought them from Firmenich or any other brand. That even the most high-end niche people, you literally will not find them anywhere else in any other perfume. So that's the great story. They're big fans of oud over at Bortnikoff. But also there's a lot more to them than that. Yeah. So we'll just dive in. Okay. There's been other videos where we've mentioned them. Mm-hmm. So it's a new collection, which it's the 5th collection of fragrances from Bortnikoff. We've got 3 fragrances: Triad, Oud Sinharaja, and Vetiver Nocturne Absolute. Yeah. Okay. I'll let you decide which one to start with.
Right. Should we start with the one in my hand, which I don't actually know what it is?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So which
I'll just let you know that we have excuse me, samples which have been kindly sent.
So we started to smell them earlier because Dan explained they're so complex and there's so much going on that it's better for us to not just give first impressions based on top notes, because we want a little bit of development. Yeah,
more so than any brand. These need a few minutes to change, at least, even on paper.
I feel like I'm not looking at what this one is.
Right.
This feels like the one that was Vetiver Nocturne, but it's really changed because this was my least favourite because I found it quite.
If it is that one,
animalic. Shall we check?
Then it changed a lot to me.
Is that
better? Yeah.
Smell that now. It's minty now because when I first smelt it,
it's really nice now, isn't it?
When I first smelt it, I have to be honest,
it's very challenging.
Didn't like it.
So. Vetiver Nocturne Absolute, just very briefly, there was an original fragrance called Vetiver Nocturne that he released, and I think then he re-released the same but with slightly different ingredients because they're all natural, so it can't be the same. They're called Vetiver Nocturne Absolute Autumn 19, and now, Vetiver Nocturne Autumn 19, and now he's got one called Vetiver Nocturne Absolute, which has some similarity, but it's a new thing. Sorry, go ahead, Claire.
So when I first smelt it, I was a little bit... what should we say? Should I be honest?
Yes.
To me, it smelled like damp vetiver on a damp mattress, and I don't mean that in a good way. It did feel a little bit pissy. I have to be honest. Felt a little bit pissy, a little bit mossy, and it was, out of all 3, it was the most challenging for me.
I agree that I must say the opening I found quite challenging. I don't often feel that way.
How long ago did we spray that? Half an hour?
Hour max.
This now is really, really quite beautiful. There's still something slightly challenging in there.
Yeah.
There is still a damp, not a pissy mattress anymore. Maybe slightly, but there's something else that's quite beautiful that's taken over. So the notes on here, we've got Indonesian vetiver, neroli, jasmine sambac, champaca flowers, leaves infused in sandalwood oil, Bulgarian sandalwood, Indonesian sandalwood, grey and white amber, oak moss, sweet oud from Trat and myrrh.
Right. So one of the key things there, I think, that is a thing that he's been doing recently is he takes sandalwood oil. I don't know how this works, but he infuses it with floral notes. So that you've got the sandalwood oil, and you do something, and you put these notes into the oil before you then put that in the rest of the perfume, which is a kind of a rather remarkable thing.
I have to say, that this is stunning.
Oh.
Actually stunning.
So you've gone from one extreme. That's kind of what happened to me a bit.
Gone from saying it smells a bit like a pissy mattress to saying it's stunning. So
that's why I said let's spray them and then leave it a bit, because normally I wouldn't bother.
I'm really glad you did.
Yeah. It's and I think I know with the original Vetiver Nocturne, the idea was they were certainly saying, look, if you thought you knew about Vetiver, we've done something that will really show you how Vetiver can be.
This is not Terre d'Hermès.
No.
This is not any Vetiver.
Yeah.
I mean, I could tell it was Vetiver when you
did
first
say that.
smelled it. I said to you, this is a Vetiver fragrance, but I did say it was Vetiver on a pissy mattress.
Sorry, Dimitri. Yeah, Claire's very honest in her opinions, and when we use those kind of descriptive terms, that's because we like to describe things vividly. So
I like to give people something they might recognise. I really hope most people don't really recognise pissy mattresses from their life, but I would rather say something relatable.
Yeah. Yeah, go on.
But this is now beautiful. I feel like there's florals. I don't think. Oh, we've got jasmine sandback. So the only floral.
I'm a sucker for jasmine, so that I always buy. You don't massively pick up on an obvious jasmine note, do you?
No, there's just a stunning white floral accord but it's dry and it's peppery, but there's still this slightly weird animalic aspect to it. There's kind of mossy forest floor.
It smells quite avant-garde, doesn't it? Sort of not like anything you normally smell in in a niche fragrance.
No, and it's a bit mentholated. It's a bit minty.
Yeah. I mean, if you see the juice of this fragrance, obviously I don't know. I honestly have no idea whether I think it's a natural thing, because I think I've seen some posts on Instagram. But it's sort of a lime green, It's very green and it smells very green. Yeah.
I would rock that. Like I honestly, which is crazy because I was like, this is really hard work. But
I know Vetiver Nocturne was a huge hit for him. I think he sold out of both versions quite quick.
I'm amazed, actually. Amazed.
It's quite artistic and wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of creamy, isn't it? There's a creamy, natural smell about it. Yeah.
It's delicious. It's delectable.
Kind of sexy, almost kind of sexy, isn't it?
It's not going gourmand, but it is absolutely addictive.
And I think this is what I think is going on. That he's harnessing something of a magicness of Vetiver that perhaps we don't. I can kind of see a tiny link to like things like Mugler Cologne or original Vetiver that have a soapy kind of Vetiver, but you can get that green, that lovely.
It's more moist and it's more sparkly, and it's not as dry and it's not as rooty. It's more grassy and fresh and vibrant, and the beauty of the jasmine. There's a magical element here. Reminds me a little bit of what's in Dendera by Centauri Perfumes, Peter's brand. There's something.
Peter from Fragrance View Channel. Yeah.
There's something similar in here that's in Dendera. It makes me think about magic potions, wizards, and smoke, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a little bit of mystery.
Right.
Which I am actually loving.
all three have a bit of that.
Yeah, I'm loving it, which is crazy.
It's a big turnaround because so
I hated it.
I think that's the most complex and weird and challenging and the one that evolves most and it surprises you most of the three.
I want to wear this now. I really hope you'll lend it to me.
No. Yeah, of course I will.
But I won't go out the house for the first hour. I've got to be honest with you, because it is too challenging for the first hour. But it's absolutely stunning after that.
This is what we want. We want art in fragrances sometimes, but
Vetiver
Nocturne Absolute.
Right, so what's the next one?
We will link the website in the description. I'm not gonna. I think prices vary a bit. They are reasonably expensive fragrances, but they are available. I think in. I think sort of 9mm sizes, and possibly there's a small size sample also, and the normal size bottle is a 50ml. So yeah. Okay, so let's move on to another one. Mm-hmm. Do you want to kind of do a blind thing?
Yeah, let's do a blind sniff and then we'll see what we think about it.
All right.
Okay, so this is a floral incense to me.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't pinpoint what it was from what we smelled earlier because I feel like they've all massively changed.
Oh, okay. That's interesting, yeah. Because you didn't say that earlier.
No. Yeah, rose. No, it's rose. This one's got a strong rose in it. This is a rose incense.
Oh, okay.
That's what I get. A beautiful natural rose. A pink rose with incense and woods.
Right.
What is it?
That's the one that... This is Triad.
Triad.
So that was the one that we both agreed was a very noticeable, obvious oud fragrance at first.
Okay, so the oud to me is really taken a back seat.
Oh, right.
And it's not, because when we smelt it earlier, I said it smells like when you walk in the country and if you walk through the farm yards and they're muck spreading.
Yeah, you did say that.
I did.
Which a lot of people say about oud.
Yeah, people talk about barnyard all the time.
It's a normal...
And I don't actually find proper real oud, barnyard oud, that offensive. Because it reminds me of being in the country.
It's a very natural kind of healthy smell in a way.
What I don't get on with is probably more the synthetic Western ouds. They make me feel a bit nauseous. And I really got a lot of oud from that when we sprayed it earlier. Yeah. Now, an hour later, I'm not picking up on the oud.
That's interesting,
which is, for me, it's probably a good thing. Because, again, as much as I can enjoy it, I probably wouldn't want to leave the house smelling of muck spreading. Now it smells like a really beautiful natural rose. I'm guessing quite a lot of rose.
That's come through a lot, hasn't it? Well, remind us of the notes, because I've forgotten.
A tincture of wild oud from Sri Lanka, magnolia, rose de May, Indonesian booyah. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay. Organic oud from China.
Right.
Oud from Thailand, tonka, benzoin from Sumatra, and hyroceum. So hyroceum is a note I really struggle with. It's
the scraping... No, it's not. It's a mixture of excrement and urine from a hyrax cat which lives somewhere in South Africa in the mountains.
Usually it's what they leave, so it's never unethical because they just...
Yeah,
and it forms a stone, so they leave the excrement and over time it forms like a stone. Some people use it to make coffee, a really expensive coffee.
I'm not going to be drinking that anytime soon.
I don't want to be drinking any of that shitty coffee.
There's another one, isn't there, that's... Yeah, maybe it is that. No, Anyway, Christ almighty. Go on.
So normally hyroceum I do not get on with because the fragrances I have smelt with that, we're going to go with Bogue or Bogu May.
Right.
And also... Zoologist Hyrax has got hyroceum in it. And also a new Papillons Salome.
Oh, right.
They all have hyroceum. And none of those fragrances I can get on with because they smell like barbecued meat. So I feel like hyroceum smells like barbecued meat to me.
Yeah, in your mind.
And I don't get that from that fragrance. And I never did, even from the opening.
No, we never picked up on that. Both of us, when we first smelled it, said that it smells of a lot of natural oud, which we're getting sort of... Because we've tried fragrances with Bortnikoff and Arish Ladore. We've tried some that have quite a lot of this different oud.
Or not used to, but we've smelt quite a lot of natural oud now or in perfumery.
Yeah, we're getting used to the fact that that's a really different experience to you.
We're learning to understand the differences between natural oud and the westernised fake oud.
Exactly. And we both picked up on a lot of that and thought it was quite interesting. But it seems that the rose note has really come through.
The rose
de Mai
really
being a
strong,
and I believe that this is it's of course natural rose is rather one of the more expensive things you can have in a perfume.
Yes.
And again, I know, and I've seen lots of photos where Dmitry Bortnikoff gets, it's literally the rose petals.
And if you follow IFRA, you can only put something like 0.02% rose in a fragrance.
That's true.
So I'm assuming they don't do IFRA because
I don't know that. That's a good question.
Yeah.
But we
I
can leave
smell
that question mark. I don't know.
a lot of a very natural, fresh, beautiful rose. A very pink rose. Yeah. But it's combined with what to me smells like incense.
Oh, that's interesting.
Imagine incense in the distance, combining with the rose, and you just have this beautiful, mystical rose incense. Mm-hmm. And that's what I get.
Yeah, really interesting and quite lovely. Sort of, because oud and rose is the combination in Zemfira, another one of his recent, the fourth collection. It's not quite the same, but there's a similarity with that one. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that.
Yeah.
Benzoin obviously giving it a little bit of sweetness.
Probably that's what's giving the incensey feel as well. Benzoin. Okay. I guess that there's probably notes in here that are not listed. There's bound to be.
Undoubtedly, yeah.
I feel like there's more notes that bring an incensey vibe here.
Okay, so that's Triad.
Yeah, I like that.
Very, very interesting. Right, we've got one more left. No, we've gone on a bit, haven't we? We're 38 minutes.
Gone on a
How does that
bit.
happen? So we have one more, and this is the final one.
Oh wow.
I think this is my favourite.
It smells like honeysuckle now to me.
Well, that's good.
Which one is it called?
Oh, we're going to say that right up front. Okay, let's do it.
That one?
Oud Sinharaja. Now, I looked this up because in my ignorance I didn't know. So Sinharaja Reserve Forest is a forest in Sri Lanka, which is quite famous for its beauty and the wonderful natural things that grow there. Okay. And I think this is a tribute to that.
That makes sense, yeah.
Ironically, because this is called Oud Sinharaja, there is oud in it. And I should have mentioned the last one had a special. They've got very special oud notes that have been distilled by Dmitry Bortnikoff.
You said that.
And you won't find that. I'm not sure that I mentioned it specifically in relation to that note in the last one, but they have some very specific, expensive to produce and do oud notes in them. Sorry. Okay. So Oud Sinharaja, it's a forest in Sri Lanka, and ironically, because it's got oud in the name, oud is not the most jumping out note at all.
No, we both agreed that when we first smelled it in the opening notes, neither of us could really pick out oud. And I feel like I can't pick out oud now. So if you are hoping for oud dominant fragrance, out of these three, this would be the least one you would pick.
That's our kind of warning, yeah.
This to me is floral to the max. This is the most floral. And it smells to me like honeysuckle. It smells like, the bushes that you have in the garden, certainly in England, where the butterflies are love. The butterflies and the bees are buzzing all over. It smells like that to me.
Right.
A honeyed floral smell. I have to be honest with you, I really liked it to start with.
Oh, right.
And I'm not feeling it as much now. Not that I don't like it, but I feel like it smells like an English garden. Honeyed
That's
florals.
Good, right?
Honeyed florals, beautiful. It could be.
I love that.
It could be a Joe Malone fragrance.
Oh, okay.
It's very honeyed florals. So we've got bergamot, pink grapefruit, cardamom, frangipani, magnolia, jasmine, sambac, essential oil of wild oud from Sri Lanka, atlas cedar, and labdanum.
Right. I think one of my other real favourites going back from some of his earlier stuff is Amber Cologne, and I. I'm really fascinated with all of these fragrances, but I think it's very easy to ignore or miss the fact that I think the Bortnikoff line, when they do citrusy floral combinations, are amazing. They have, beautiful juicy citrus. Musk Cologne has a wonderful kind of bergamot mandarin.
Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, and Amber Cologne we both thought was a lovely kind of jasmine, tropical.
Yeah, Amber Cologne was the one I liked.
I think that was it reminded us a bit of Guerlain Terracotta, but sort of even maybe better than that. And this is a bit in that ballpark to some extent.
I would say yes. Yeah? So the opening was probably a little bit more interesting because well, I said it smelled like a bag of fruity sweets,
Yeah.
which doesn't
Yeah,
sound
yeah.
that interesting, but it actually
No, I
was
like
really nice.
Yeah.
Very vibrant, almost bubblegummy bag of
Yeah,
fruity
that was interesting.
sweets.
Yeah.
And
Because
now,
I never thought bubblegum with. But
now
I get
it's
what you mean. Yeah,
really changed, and to me, it really is a honeyed floral. I'm not picking up. I'm sure the base notes will come out. So we have got labdanum and cedar in here, which will, I'm sure, come out later on. I'm not getting them right now. To me, I'm just getting a very strong honeyed floral. Unfortunately, what it's doing for me is it reminded me a little bit of air fresheners, like hyacinth or buddleia scented air fresheners that my mum would have sprayed way back in the day, you know. So there's this connotation that's sitting with me, and I'm sure it's only personal to me, of air freshener.
Oh, right, okay.
And I don't mean any disrespect. If you don't have that memory, you probably won't feel that. Like, you know, like some people will smell citruses and they're all
floor
pine
cleaner,
and they're reminded of bathroom cleaners or whatever.
Yep.
To me, there's this memory with air fresheners. I think we had an air freshener that smelled a little bit like that.
I can understand that completely. Yeah, I think it's inevitable.
It's a beautiful honeyed floral, but I don't feel like I can't get anything else from it at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I think that it's weirdly, I don't know if it's my favourite, but I'm very taken with this one, and I think it's a very, very beautiful floral, a little bit citrusy kind of combination, and I like it. I think I'd like to get to know it a bit more because we've only had them a week or so.
And I'm sure
really good.
on skin it's completely different as well. But I've got this memory and I can't go past it.
Right.
It does remind me of an air freshener. So I can't surpass it. I can't.
Okay.
You know, it's one of those.
You're very
things.
honest. No, fair enough.
It's one of those things. I would say the other two, and it's weird because I really quite enjoyed that when we first sprayed it, but now it's got this.
It's sort of gone. Yeah, that was you
like
liked that best, and now the one that you liked least at the beginning, you like the most.
Now I never thought in a million years I was going to like the
Effect Vetiver Nocturne, absolutely.
Vetiver Nocturne, absolutely.
So green, the juice, you got to see it. I think I don't quote me, but I think that's actually a natural colour that happens. Don't quote me, I don't know, because it looks so green that it must be food dye, but I don't think it is. It's quite fascinating to see that. So really, really fascinating artistic fragrances.
Yeah.
Totally what we like to explore.
Yeah.
You know, at one end of what we like all kinds of things, but it's so fun to talk about these things. And we're very privileged to be sent full bottles from SP, and these, I know they're very expensive fragrances from Bortnikoff. So thank you to both companies who are linked below.
Thank you, Sven, and thank you, Dimitri. Really a pleasure to test all of them, even if they're not quite to our taste, whatever.
Well, it's art. It's like modern art or something. It's like Picasso. It's
what
not
was
going
that,
to just
that discussion we had off camera?
Oh, let's discuss that, right?
Shall we?
Yeah, why not?
We were
We've
talking
already
about
made
art.
the video too long, so it might as well just be completely ridiculously long.
So we were talking about how we can't really judge. No one can really judge any artistic form, whether it be art, music. If you
food.
you have to only go by what you like and your own experiences. So
it's very hard to say that's not a good painting.
No.
That's rubbish.
I don't
and that
think
one's good.
anyone is really qualified to say something is bad unless you can specifically point out why it's bad. And so, for example, Tracy M in pisses in snow or ruffles up a bed.
Let's just explain. Tracy Emin, experimental, modern, well, it's probably 20 years ago now, a British artist, had a thing in the Tate Modern Gallery, which was a messed up, sexy bed.
Yeah,
and also
she also
apparently
did. She basically had,
weed in the snow.
I don't know if it was her, but I think it was. Okay. Yeah, she pissed in the snow.
Pissed in the snow,
and that was art, and displayed it in a gallery or whatever,
and obviously got lots of money for all this stuff. Yeah,
and you can go to an art gallery and what looks like splatters.
Mark Rothko paintings I was talking about, and I was sitting on the fence, but it's often two colours slightly blended in a sort of merged way, and they kind of look really good on you all. But
so really,
you could say I could do that in 10 minutes.
Yeah. I think what we're saying is it's in the eye of the beholder, or in our case, in smelling, it's in the nose of the beholder, and If you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you don't.
Yeah, it can't be bad or good, really, or you can't be right or wrong. Yeah,
you have to try to understand it. If that's your thing, try to understand it. See what you think about it. And feel how you feel, and at the end of the day, no one's right, no one's wrong.
No, but it's kind of fun that it does evoke some strong opinions, but we tend to not come out really like angrily against one thing or in favour of one to say that's wrong. I mean, there might be a few really cheap fragrances that you buy from the drugstore that you can sort of tell, well, that's probably not very amazing quality.
Very expensive fragrance that you just cannot understand why it's expensive. Yeah. And that might make me slightly angry. Yeah. If I'm honest.
Maybe, yeah. That's So this is what the name of the game.
That's my opinion.
Well, that's why we have a YouTube channel.
Someone else might say yes, but you don't understand the nuances, the blah de blah. So someone else would say, no, you're wrong. Like this is really good. So that's the whole point.
And you can look at a Picasso painting and say that looks like a 6-year-old drew it.
Yeah.
But actually, if you go right back to early Picasso, when he was at art college, there are paintings that are just normal, conventional, but it shows that he was actually completely capable of producing a conventional, normal. If he drew you, he could make you look exactly like you.
Yeah.
So he'd chosen to draw like a child.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes you see other paintings, you think maybe they're actually just bullshitting everyone and they're getting away with it.
And that's
a perfume can be like that too, can't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But in the case of both houses today, we think they're really good and worth trying.
I think so, definitely. There's
she did it at the end. She hadn't been in the video.
Come in
she knew it was the end of the video.
Ripping up my new chair.
Yeah, she sat behind you. Okay, what do you reckon, 45 minutes?
I think that's probably long enough.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in the next video. And remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project. And thank you to both Dmitry Bortnikoff and SP Parfums for the fragrances. See you in the next video. Cheerio.
Bye.
We're doing a live stream now over on Claire's thing. That won't be live now for you, but you might be able to go over to her channel, which I'll link,
as long as we don't
check it out.
Say anything too naughty, it will be up on my channel.
Could happen, yeah. Because we're mildly tipsy now. We'll be a bit more so in a few minutes. Bye-bye.
Bye.